The Cast in Steel 2025 competition is finally here. The very first Cast in Steel competition was here in Atlanta, and it was really wonderful. We had anticipated having 5 contestants, and we ended up with 20.
Yeah, I've been doing this since the very beginning, and I didn't know anything about the competition because it had never been done before. The first competition, when Raymond said what he was envisioning, I was thinking, I've been to college. I don't know that I ever would have had time to just figure out how to find a foundry and cast a thing. To my surprise, a lot of schools did, and it's been growing every year since then. Like the word is out. We have old teams that have been coming here for 7 years, and we've got new teams that have never been here before, and it's just really, really neat to see it grow, get big, and become quite a thing.
It's become so popular that we've gotten great support from our partners in the Department of Defense, and they really suggested and supported us to try and turn this competition into something that really encourages lots of young people to consider going into manufacturing and becoming a part of our industry.
This competition, it's really not about the winner. Right? I know we're going to focus on that a lot. It's a big prize, $25,000, but that's not what this is about. This is about getting into the hearts and minds of all of the students here, into everyone in this country, to understand, to believe again that manufacturing is cool. They are learning now in a safe space in this competition what things they have to look at. They have to think about the engineering design process. They have to think about alloy selection. They have to examine what defects happen. And most importantly, when there's a failure in a safe space, they have to go back and understand why that failure occurred so they can make sure it doesn't happen again. That's what we do as engineers.
This is a competition where university students from around the country and several international teams have come together after having designed a sword. We're going to come together today and actually evaluate them. They've done a video, they've written a report to tell us what is the process they did to produce this sword, and then we're going to test it live, which I'll get to be a part of.
And since we're sponsored by the Department of Defense, it seemed perfect for us to try and make a George Washington sword. George Washington had a sword collection. It's on display at Mount Vernon. It's owned by Smithsonian. And so we thought it would be really fun to have the students make a replica of one of George Washington's sword for the competition.
We all got together and started talking about what kind of tests we wanted to do. And I wanted to make sure that they were good tests to test a sword, but also had some sort of relevance to a George Washington sword. So instead of just a dowel chop, we're doing a cherry dowel chop. We're cutting down a cherry tree with George Washington's sword. We're going to do a whiskey barrel chop, kind of like bashing the sword into a whiskey barrel, see how strong the sword is. We're also going to cut through a sandbag, slice through carpet, and most fun of all, we're going to cut into some solid blocks of ice.
This is bringing the knowledge of an industry to a new audience, people who might not even know that these jobs, that these opportunities exist. And by bringing that forward to a new generation and saying, hey, you can get involved in this and create the next level of America, that's important. And being part of that, it makes me really proud. The fact that I've been asked to be part of this and the fact that I have the opportunity to have my input into this herd is fantastic. I think what we're doing is important. The results of this are a room full of students who are excited to go out and get their next challenge. It's about challenging a generation of people to create. And if they're out there creating, new things happen.
I'm a senior right now at Colorado School of Mines. There's not very many people who can say they've made a sword, and all my friends think that's the coolest thing ever. That's what got me into this competition, and yeah, this has been one of the most memorable parts of my college experience.
This is my 4th year doing cast and steel. I've always really enjoyed all of the objects that we've had to create, but this is definitely the most exciting year, partly because swords are awesome, and partly because every year the competition gets bigger, there are more teams competing, the scope of it is growing, and also the quality of the entries are constantly improving. So then getting to see more and more like really awesome pieces every year makes it really exciting.
We have done this competition for the past 4 years. It really showed me how, if you could put your mind to it, you can really make the best possible casting, whatever process you have. You know, seeing the other team's swords and how their thought process was, I was really enjoying that, and seeing how everybody's different thought process went.
This competition has given us a really good understanding of the entire process for any manufacturing. You have to start with the design, then go through actual making a product, then clean up on it, and then having a finalized product to present or sell. It was fun to be able to go step by step through the process, see everything, and learn how to do that.
I think this competition is one of the best opportunities for students to get a good footing at what industry will expect. You have to think of everything ahead of what you're currently doing. This competition, if you're not thinking like that, could be pretty unforgiving. You have to plan every single thing ahead of time.
Overall, it's been a great learning experience. It's been very nice to be able to talk to other teams, learn about their process, learn about like their alloy selection, all that. Just get to meet people. Like that alone has been worth the trip that we took down here.
We do very much enjoy this competition. It's a lot of fun. We learn a lot, arguably more than what we do in the classes or the labs, because this is where the problem solving really happens. Their labs are designed well enough so you don't run into too many hiccups, but this is where you really got to get creative and figure some stuff out. Events like this not only get students super involved and interested in metal casting, but also gatherings like this really help to highlight the foundry industry itself. There is no other industry where companies take care of other companies, where companies help other companies, where everyone is such a tight-knit group. It's a unique industry, and I know myself and Sean, 2 of the graduating members on our team, are super excited to join the industry as well.
Every single student in this competition is going to learn something. They're either going to learn something because their weapon failed or it didn't make the cut to make it into the finals, right? And that's a opportunity for them, full of industry people, full of people who are going to help them understand how to do better the next time, how to apply the lessons that they learn here to making real things. So while it might not seem it, the lessons they learn in making a sword, someday that's going to impact your life. Someday these students are going to be the students who design and build your automobiles, who inspect your bridges, who build tanks and artillery that defend the country. That's what this is about. That's the opportunity that you see for these students. They are the future of America.